Let's get spooky. This is our station Boo, where we explore the dark and mysterious corners of the world of horror, and we know that you are dying to listen.
And welcome to the Spooky and Kooky podcast of Earth Station Boo, where we talk all things horror. Introducing our haunted host with the most, we have our lovely Lisa.
Hello, spookies.
We have our kick butt Karen.
Hello, my horrorholics.
And I am Shannon. Welcome to the show. Today is our wholesome Halloween episode. And we're going to be talking about the Disney Original movie, Halloweentown. Alrighty. Halloweentown with the Mrs. Debbie Reynolds playing Grandma.
Yeah.
So, what is everybody's initial thoughts on it?
So, when it first came out on Disney, I was so excited about it. I mean, to this day, I still watch it because it's a Halloween movie. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. As it being spooky, not so much, but as somebody who was raised in horror, I have a certain set of guidelines for horror. But it was really cute and kooky, coming of age story.
Yeah. Lisa?
Yeah, I remember seeing it first with my kids, and yeah, we loved it. I agree with Karen. It wasn't like spooky, but it was a kind of a kooky, get you into the mood for Halloween type of movie. Coming of age, of course. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kid free and I definitely watch that one. Usually I watch it in September. It's part of my like gearing up for Halloween movies. But I enjoy it. It's a cute little wholesome film. I am actually kind of excited. My niece is starting to get to the age where she might be age appropriate for it. So, watching that with her and she already loves Halloween, so it works out.
It's really funny because I was rewatching it the other day, and my oldest niece was like, "What are y'all watching?" It was like Halloweentown. Oh, and I was combing like the other one's hair while we were watching it. Next thing you know, I see out of my head this and sits down just to watch. I was like, "What?"
That's cute.
That's adorable.
That is adorable.
So even though this is a wholesome Disney Channel kids film, it is about Halloween. It does have some spooky elements to it. It might not be scary, but it's still spooky. What is everybody's favorite like spooky aspect or element that was in the film that they happen to really love? Karen?
I mean, my favorite aspect is the fact that they use different supernatural entities in the movie because it is supposed to be a Halloween town and whatnot. But my favorite is the big huge pumpkin. Because I was like, as a young kid, I was like, how did they get a big huge pumpkin? Where'd that pumpkin come from? And with that mentality, you're like, for me, it was like it had to be a huge pumpkin because I've listened to like all the farmers having like those big huge pumpkin, big huge vegetable contests. I'm like, did they use one of those? And then I had to sit there and think about it. I was like, nah, it's a prop, but I would love to have that big gigantic pumpkin on my front lawn every year.
I mean, you could just move to St. Helens, Oregon, and live in that town, and they put it up every year for October.
No, I want mine year round, man. I just want mine year round.
That's fair. And get one of those like giant 12-foot skeletons that Home Depot has just to hang out with it.
Yeah, it's just proper right on top of it. It's like my brother be like, "What are you doing? Why are you buying stuff? Stop it." But yeah, that's my favorite spooky element. One of many spooky-ish elements. I did actually really enjoy theater scene when everyone's like
Yeah.
sitting there like a statue. That first watching it, it unnerved me because I'm like, why are they sitting there like a statues?
Mm.
Stop, because you couldn't tell if they were actually actors or just prop.
Yeah, like a
Until
mannequin.
they had to like zoom in close to it. So I
Yeah,
have to say, I enjoyed that aspect of it.
yeah. Lisa, how about you?
I definitely enjoyed the atmosphere that it gave, kind of a little spooky, spooky atmosphere. I also liked that it featured some of the monsters, and it just felt like a Halloween town with all the decorations and the settings,
Mhm.
and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. When
It
they
made you
called,
feel like you're in Halloween.
yeah, it felt like a Halloween festival,
Hmm.
and to like know that like, that was their like everyday, you know, 24/7, 365. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. I liked how, they just walked by and everything was normal. Like, somebody sitting there with slobbering all over the place, and they're like, "Yeah, well, oh,
That's
that's
every
Fred. That's Fred. He's on his way to his swim class." And it just the normality of the spooky is it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I get why Marnie liked that and desired that. Especially as somebody who loves Halloween probably just as much as she does, if not more. You know, that would have been heaven for me. I'd have been like, "This is it. I'm so happy. This is exactly what I wanted."
I mean, I
Uh,
would love it too.
right? Okay. Now this is a TV movie, so we do need to be kind in regards to that. And it's, I think, one of Disney's like first like 3 or 4 Disney films that they did as TV movies on the Disney Channel.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, understanding that they probably didn't throw their normal Disney budget behind it, um,
That's true.
when we critique these next few things, let's be a little kind and understand that like that might be the case for the film. Plot wise, a young angsty 13-year-old fighting her mom who does not want her to know what the family secret is. She's trying to quote unquote protect her, ends up finding out she's a witch and wants to learn her powers before the time is up, which is just a few hours because she has to start learning magic before the end of her 13th Halloween. And all the chaos that ensues. And then on top of that, you have to save Halloweentown from the dark force before he tries to like turn it into the old days where goblins and ghouls and all the fiends of Halloweentown wreak havoc on the human world. And then at the end, everybody comes together, and it's through family love and friendship that you're able to beat the evil. That love always wins. What do we think about that plot?
Okay, so I have to like revert back to being an angry teen who loved who still loves Halloween to this day. I mean, it's a pretty good plot. I mean, there are some plot
Yeah,
holes in it, but it's a pretty decent plot
yeah,
for a coming to age story.
yeah.
Um, you get that whole realism of mother trying to dictate her children
Mm-hmm.
into not being different, because she knew what being different meant, and she wants them to live a normal human life. But at the same time, as a mother, you cannot stifle their abilities to grow.
Yeah.
And also, as the story progresses, you get to this fantastical place. I would have stayed there. I'm like, I'm not coming back to the real world. I will go to school here. I will live here because this is my
Mhm.
people's. And then
Yeah.
if you have to fight the big bad, you have to figure out what's going on with all these town people and that are disappearing and fight the big bad. Yeah, so
Mhm.
as a family story, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Lisa?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's a pretty good plot for what it was. I'm familiar with the loving all the spooky, and the mom's like, "No, you can't love the spooky. That's the story of my life." I still hear it to this day. Haha. Um, yeah, I do really. Um, But I think it was pretty good, and I agree with Karen. I would probably have stayed in the magical place with all the stuff because they are like my people. And then you have the big bad, and
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good family movie. Lessons, good
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah, the plot, I think overall the plot was fantastic.
Mhm.
I think my only thing was always like the mom was like, "No, we gotta stick to them being human. Their dad was human, so we're gonna be human." And I'm sitting here going,
But why?
but all your kids are showing that they're not. Why are you keeping your kids from being what they are naturally meant to be? I
I
don't
mean,
understand that. I get it if like the dad was like, "Yo, I don't do that. Like, let's go ahead and raise them up with, not magic because like that's just not my thing." Okay, fine, cool, whatever. I don't agree with it, but both parents are there to do that. The second he passed, she should have taken those kids back to Halloween Town and she should
yeah,
have brought them up there
she'd be like, "Hey,
because there's
so this
no
is what
point
we
in
are."
fighting it at that point.
But we don't know anything about the father because the father, passed away.
Hmm.
So we don't know if he knew that the mother was a witch or not.
Yeah, which I have a sneaking suspicion he did not. I have a feeling that he didn't know. I think
Yeah,
he thought her mom was just some kooky old bat who was just crazy. And because of the way she is hiding things so hard tells me that she was hiding, suppressing things for a very long time, long before the kids.
yeah,
And
it
to
makes
me,
sense.
that's sad. Like she should have been able to tell him if he truly loved her, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
It kind of reminds me of Bewitched in a way. Like,
Mhm.
at least
Yeah.
Darren sort of kind of accepted, but he's like, do the magic in the house, please, not where everyone can see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he wasn't ever opposed to using magic if it was needed, but he's like, if it's not needed, don't do it. Like, you don't
Yeah,
need to use magic to make a sandwich, you know, but she could if she wanted
yes.
to.
Make me a magic
Uh,
sandwich.
I will say this: I do think it was interesting though that this film didn't have the usual there are consequences when you use magic
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
story.
Yeah.
Because what did they say?
Because I know that the grandmother mentioned that in order to perform magic, you have to simply wish for it to
Yeah,
happen.
I wrote down the quote. I'm trying to find it here in my notes.
And you also needed more than one witch to perform said.
Magic. Something, want something, and then let yourself have it.
Yeah.
So when you compare it to like a lot of like other movies where they say magic has consequences, like you're using something to make something happen that doesn't naturally happen. In this, there's not that. It's very much if you want it, wish for it, and it's yours. And, just accept it. And so I thought that was interesting. That
But
the
it's interesting. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's interesting because you have to think this is a family film.
Hmm.
You can't have like that backlash of magic in a family film, really.
Yeah, true.
You can't have that
No,
consequences because
but
if
but you can
you
think about the
can,
TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Constantly, there was yeah, you can go ahead and use your magic to like change your clothes back and forth, but
but
understand that there are still going to be like
Consequences.
ramifications for it.
but the thing is, for me, Sabrina the Teenage Witch is a little bit more mature than
It's still a wholesome TV show, though.
it's still a wholesome TV show, but it's for me, it's two different things. Yeah, they're both wholesome, but I don't think Disney was ready for that whole being one of the first couple of made for TV movies for Disney. I don't think they were ready for that whole. Well, this is magic, and this is the backlash of you using magic.
I don't think there needs to be that per se, but to have it be such a statement that can be corrupted so easily of saying if you want it, accept like wish for it and accept it. Like how many aspects of our lives today would that be a huge no-no?
Yeah, I can't
Sure.
accept nothing.
Yeah. The whole be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. So that's why I was kind of like, I see it, but I think there should have been a limit, and the limit does not exist. And so I found that to be a little weird, a little off-putting. But the plot itself, I think, is quite fun, like overall.
It
Like
is quite fun.
even the big bad was kind of fun, especially finding out that they used to romance Mama. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, they went together, but I don't think she like really wanted him like that. He wanted her more
no,
than she wanted him.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
It gave very much. They dated in high school. And then after high school, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check out the mortal world," and then was like, "Hey, I'm not coming back." And he was just kind of like,
where you going?
where you going? But I
Come
like
back.
you."
I'm doing this for you. No, you're not. You're doing it for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. And how much of like that heartbreak, that unrequited love, was the reason he decided to turn to the dark side?
I think a lot of it really. But also
Probably.
because she fell in love with a mortal world. She had a mortal husband and she had half
Mm-hmm.
mortal children. So
Yeah.
but at the same token, it would have taken a half mortal child to break the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So and like if you kill the love of your life's children, what does it say about you?
True, true. True, true. As we already mentioned, Debbie Reynolds, the late great Debbie Reynolds, was she played Aggie, the grandma of the
Granny.
film. Granny, yeah. Which we love some Debbie Reynolds. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
Princess Leia's mom, which that is how she introduced herself to people on set. She's like, "I'm Princess Leia's mom," which I think that's adorable. We have Kimberly J. Brown, who played Marnie. We have Judith Hoag, who played Gwen, who was also in Armageddon and actually missed the premiere because she was doing this film.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We have Joey
The priorities.
Zimmerman.
Yeah, priorities, man.
Mm-hmm. We have Philip Von Dyke. Emily Rosick played Sophie. And then we have Robin Thomas, who played Calabar. But no, it's like overall, it actually is a pretty decent cast. Most of it was kids,
Hmm.
but those kids, I think, actually did a pretty decent job, especially for a TV movie. What did you guys think?
I mean, yeah, kids did a really decent job.
Yeah.
You know, being children. It's
Hmm.
kind of hard, you know, being kid actors to do a decent job because you're
Yeah.
either always stiff or you're very non emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Joey, who played Dylan, did a great job being the annoying little brother.
Middle child syndrome.
Middle
Middle
child
child
syndrome to the
syndrome.
extreme, the kiss butt to mom, you know. I don't want to call him like a mama's boy simply
Hmm.
because like the dad really isn't there, but he was very much the mom, they're doing this.
The tattletale.
The little tattletale, the suck up to mom and dad.
Mother, boy, shut up. Why are you
Exactly.
tattling all the time?
Exactly. And there was a few times where you could just see Marnie going, "Come on.
I know,
Why are
right?
you doing this? Why are you being difficult? It's us against the parents. Quit being on the parents' side, you little snitch."
But like I said, it's like middle child syndrome too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one that gets most of the attention, he's like, I want some of that attention too here.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel sorry for him. You're like, oh,
Yeah. The special effects. Remember, guys, be
Yes,
kind.
I will be nice. I will be kind.
It is a wholesome film, so there really wasn't much in the way of blood and all that kind of fun stuff. But there was some decent prosthetics
yeah.
occasionally through the film.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Karen, go ahead.
for the film, it was actually pretty good. Okay, I'm not gonna diss on that. But for some of the prosthetics, okay, if you're gonna do close-ups, make sure that prosthetic is clean. All right. I shouldn't see any bumps or anything or any little uh
Pull-ups.
marks. Yeah. Lumps or anything. And the paint job should be great. Like it shouldn't be like perfect, but it should be realistic. Like from afar, okay, I can see that's a monster. Okay. But when I'm close up to you, why does your mask not match your body? Your body color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With face
Yeah.
ups, close ups, make sure it matches your body tone color. If you're doing a gray for the face, make sure your neck's gray. Make sure the shoulders are
Yeah.
gray.
Yeah, there's that scene in the gym when they're doing the aerobics class, and you have all these monsters. Their heads are done, but like as soon as you get to their neck and their chest and their shoulders and like arms that you can see moving in there, it's all a different color, and you're just like, really, guys? Like you couldn't do some body paint?
I mean, I was
like
like, come on.
like I remember there was one guy, I think he did have like a greenish gray color like mask on, and his neck is bright red, and he have like little white rings like in certain spots where I'm just like, homeboy is actually really hot in that. That you can tell that he's
He's
heating
sweating.
up. But it was just like, you couldn't, you guys couldn't like make all that work? Really? Really? Maybe instead of having that many monsters, cut back a few and like use what you saved on the prosthetics to paint up.
I mean, body paint could have been done really well. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
if you're going to use minimal latex masks, like do a forehead bump and some teeth, do a little nose, like a wolf nose, and put some paint, around the neck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that whole gym
Yeah.
scene, I was like,
Yeah. The
Mm.
gym scene I think was like the worst that showcased how bad that it was, where it was just the heads that they were working on.
Yeah.
Although I won't lie, I did enjoy Benny, the bone driver.
He was kind of cool.
He
was
he
kinda
was
cool.
funny. He was funny. And I do like how they made like it's just an animatronic like at Disney. And it really is actually an animatronic.
Yeah, he is. You're like,
Like, facts. Facts. Yep. Facts. Lisa, what about you?
I actually kind of liked. Yeah, I did cringe when I saw the gym scene. I agree with you. Though I did like the wolf.
Yeah, the Wolfman was
That
done
was
pretty
actually
good.
done very well. I mean, he's a wolf man. He's not a werewolf. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
yeah, he is a wolf man. He is
He
not a
is a
werewolf.
Wolfman.
He is a wolf man.
But they did it pretty good. I liked how his ears were sticking out and everything like that. That was pretty good. So I understand it's a made-for-TV movie and you have certain budgets, and yes, I agree. Some of the paint jobs could have been a little bit better. But then again, kids don't really care that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
That stuff went
And
right over any kid's head.
yeah, back in the
That's very
day,
true.
we didn't have all the CGI and everything.
I mean, the ghost was pretty cool that they did.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ghost was awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course,
Yeah,
I don't know how ghosts sweat, but
I mean, maybe it was saltwater steam.
would ghosts sweat salt water?
Well, what I'm saying is like the steamer that he was sitting in,
Yeah.
if it was salt water, salt is not good for ghosts. So maybe that would be like I don't know. I'm just throwing out a theory.
Even my sister, like me, my sister-in-law watched it with me again, and she was like, "Ghosts don't sweat, but we're just gonna bypass that."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the forever scientist in her, it's hilarious watching the movies with her. That the science don't work.
The story actually had a different ending originally. So Marnie, or actually Kimberly, who plays Marnie, actually ended up telling somebody in a interview that the other ending was her taking that talisman, the Merlin's talisman, into the woods and just kept walking. And as she was walking, she would age. And so they would actually have to like do real prosthetics on her to age her as she was like going through. And like after like the first like couple, they're like, all right, we're done. We're not doing that. We're changing the ending that you just have to toss it in the pumpkin.
Why would why the aging though? I don't understand that one.
that yeah, I'm wondering if they didn't have like a real good like ending
Mm-hmm.
and therefore they had to like that was what they were going to do and then they realized how like that ending just didn't work and how it didn't really give closure
Yeah,
because she's the only one that you can find who's talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to go off of it like more detail on that kind of ending when she's the only one who's ever mentioned it.
Even if like even the throwing of the talisman into like pumpkin, she's sitting there holding the talisman by the handle. How does it magically fall out your hand and hands up the handle straight down? Because
Magic.
The top portion is heavy, so it's going to hand straight down.
Magic.
Magic.
Magic's what got it in.
Yeah, no. Even my sister-in-law like that defies physics. What?
Well, magic usually does defy physics. So
yeah.
So I feel like that's on par. A magical talisman and a magical pumpkin. I feel like it works. But overall, I think the movie is pretty wholesome and it's cute.
It is cute. I will watch it, anytime it comes on or when I feel like it.
Now, I said it before where I really do think it is like a Halloween festival. Do you guys think that Halloweentown the movie really does embody Halloween and the spooky as a whole? Even with like the whole Caliban storyline, I feel like that even being of the darker side of everything, I felt kind of went on the spooky side. It embodied the Halloween.
I mean, with the Halloweentown itself, it was like it embodied Halloween. Yeah, the brief spooky side with Caliban doing what he was doing. It was kind of sort of spooky at a younger age. It will be like, for most kids, it'll be spooky. But I like the fact that it embraced Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see more of the town.
I mean, there are 4 more or 3 more.
4, I think.
I think there's 4 total incarnations of it. So we can do more. We can review all the other.
Well, what I'm saying, like,
I'll make sure I get to Disney.
Like if they were to redo Halloweentown, I love the little, town.
I think it would be spookier if they did.
Yeah. But what I want to see is like different types of suburbs. Like in a city, you have different types of suburbs. Okay. I want to see the Victorian Gothic suburb over here, and then you have your monsters suburb over here. Your hippy dippy Halloween suburb over here.
That would be cool.
Like all of the vampires live in like this condo association that's like walk-in like coffins.
Yeah. And then you have, your like different, different types of creatures. Like, the werewolves live over there in the woods because, they don't.
They live in the log cabin resort.
Where it's over there. And then you have your, I want to see like an expansion of like, okay, you have your town square. This is where everybody meets. But, when you go outside that town square, you have your vampires over here. You have your suburbs with normal looking humans. Mixed in with monster type families, and then like I said, the hippy dippy Halloween people that have like the pastels, the pinks, the hippie colors.
The like rock and roll ghouls go and they live in the old 50s suburbs.
Yeah, like something like that. I would like to see. It'll be more of a series,
Yeah.
There you go, Halloweentown, but actually get to like every episode you hang out in a different neighborhood.
And there's different mysteries to solve too. It was like, oh man, somebody took the talisman. Who did it? I was like, really? You're trying to turn everybody evil? What's going on? No. We finally got in good with the humans. Why? Why? And at some point during the series, humans find out about them. They're like, oh, okay, we'll have this one city of humans that, Salem, Massachusetts. That'll be like the gateway
Or
for them to
St.
go.
Helens, Oregon, considering that's
Or
where it was filmed.
that too. I mean, it's like we have our own little Halloween town. Y'all can like cross each other every year.
Which I thought that was something that was a little sad, was that the only time that you could go from Halloween Town to the real world was only on Halloween.
But like if they had like, another Halloween town, you could cross by anytime. Those are your two portals. Instead of
Okay.
like every Halloween,
That
no.
would make sense.
It's like, hey, we're the monsters of the Halloween town. You're the humans of the Halloween town. You want to cross through? Okay, come through the pumpkin. We go through the pumpkin.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Instead of having the bus to come, well, the bus will be for like every other parts of the United States or the world. But if you're like, living in both Halloween towns, you just go through the pumpkin.
There you go.
Just to visit.
There you go.
And the
Anywhere
pumpkin opens up his mouth. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's eating you.
Oh my God. I could see the string coming down from the pumpkin.
That'd be funny. That would be funny.
Disney, if you're listening to this, do it.
Do a Halloween Town series. And actually do it with adult Marnie, with her kids.
Absolutely.
Have that be the catalyst for the story. Marnie, her brother Dylan, and Sophie, them as a family, now being all adult witches and
A warlock.
a warlock, which I think that terminology is a little off, considering
it is off.
Considering a warlock is a evil wizard or evil witch.
There'll be all these witches. That's it. The warlock will be cut off. You no longer use the term warlock.
Technically, witches is gender neutral.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to go do general, you're a mage, sir. You're a mage. How about that? And you can deny your powers all you want.
I want an episode of Halloween Town where they play D&D.
Oh my God, yeah.
And not just D&D, they actually become the characters.
It's like true, like it's more like what do they call it when you actually do it in person?
Buffer LARPs?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, LARPing.
They need to totally LARP it.
And not just LARP it, do a buffer LARP. Because buffer LARPs use weapons.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is Disney TV channel, so
yeah.
I mean, they could still probably use, buffer.
I mean, then again, we just had, a Disney Deadpool movie, so
yeah.
I guess we should be allowed to have a few more clinks in Halloween Town.
I would so be a character in Halloween Town, man.
I would love it.
Let's go to her shop. Sitting there just reading books, sipping my tea. What do you want? What do you want now? What do you want? You always come to me for problems. What do you want? I came here to get away from the mortal world, to de-stress. I came here to open a shop, to be peaceful, and y'all have problems. Okay?
Right?
Drag me into your problems. You ain't Scooby in the gang. All right?
Oh, that's funny. Lisa, what about you? What would you do if you lived in Halloween Town?
I would probably have a bakery making magical goodies.
There you go.
And if the kids are bad, they got nasty tasting magical goodies. But I would probably.
And it only tastes bad if you're bad.
Yeah. Exactly. But if you're good, it's the best thing you ever had.
Yeah. I probably would have a tea shop.
I guess we're owning a tea shop together / bookshop.
And
how about this? How about this?
Right next door.
Here you go. You got the bookshop on one side. We'll do like a cafe thing in the middle, and then I'll have a wine shop on the other side.
For adults.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's all kind of like connected. Like the wine shop and the bookshop are connected through the cafe.
Yeah.
Where the kids could drink their little tea, coffee, little thingies, frappa cappuccino thingies, and the adults would be like, okay, they're over there.
Yeah.
Let's drink our ghoul spit wine. I don't know.
That's good. Ghoul spit wine.
It would be actual wine and or potions for having a good time and relaxing.
And then
we would carry everything. We'd have typo for the vamps. You know, we'd make sure that they got their thing. Probably have something for, you know, our ghouls and zombie friends.
We could have some magical mushroom mood.
There you go.
And then here comes Marty and her troop. And we're like, what do you want with us witches 3? You're always in here looking for help.
It's like, I have to go drink a bottle while we deal with y'all. So
well, that'd be a great little sitcom right there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't put Marty in them in there, it's like, no, it's 3 little witches owning their little shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Must be that.
That'd be a cute little comic strip, too.
It would.
I could make a web comic.
Okay.
I could draw.
Anybody who tries to take this idea from us, just know this was recorded
right
in the summer. So we already have this written down. This is already solidified, y'all. Like, you can't steal this idea from us.
Right?
Yeah. This is we are claiming it. We're, you know, staking it. It's ours. Back
Absolutely.
off. Back off.
And we don't have to make it. We don't have to make it comic family friendly.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Okay. So
we have
listeners, literally, this is how we plan everything. It's like, ooh, this is kind of cool. And the next thing we know, we have like a whole project, like basically like ready to go.
Spontaneous.
Yes, it is spontaneous, but I'm excited.
I'm just an ideas person, so I'll just start tossing out the ideas and whatnot. But back to Halloweentown.
Yeah.
After that little segue, how foolproof did we think Caliban's plan was?
Oh no, it was not. I'm like, that's very simple-minded, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even I think the Scooby and the gang could have like solved it within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because after, you know, watching it as a kid, I was like, it's the mayor. As a teenager, like, it's the mayor. It's the mayor. And I was like, oh, I was right.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of obvious that it was him, especially since it seemed like every time like they did come across somebody who was bad, it was literally just after that person had gone and seen him. Where I'm like, how are you guys not putting this together? For being the great old Cromwells, you know.
I know, right? I was like, are y'all missing something?
Are you
missing clues? Because the clue is right there. It's clues right there.
I mean, I get it. This is for children.
And he was gaslighting
for 10-year-olds. Right? And I actually wonder if Gwen had said, so if the mom had said, yeah, I'm planning on staying, we're gonna move back, if he would have stopped. I want to know. Like, there's like a part of me who's like, if Caliban knew he could get back with Gwen, would he have stopped what he was doing?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the object of his desire is right there now.
Yeah. And then you have poor Luke, who he just wanted to look, quote unquote, normal.
But why?
Or good looking. Yeah. I'm like, in a world where everybody looks weird, why?
And it's not like he knew she was coming.
Exactly.
Like, you know.
It wasn't like she had already rejected him.
No.
And then he was like, all right, that's it. I'm going to get good looking and then she's going to fall in love with me. Like.
And when he became back who he was, she gave him a kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Although she what? In the sequel, did she fall in love with him? Or did she date somebody else? I don't remember. All I know is she married the bad guy in the second film in real life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In real life.
Yeah. Which I'm like, oh, that's adorable. But But no, I think the movie itself is a really good movie, especially for being like one of the first, especially for being, you know, wholesome Disney. Uh,
Disney.
so the hair dryer, the flaming hair dryer in the barber scene, according to Kimberly J. Brown, the girl who played Marnie, that she accidentally picks up, it actually produced real flames. Like it really,
Oh
like
man.
that wasn't like a special effect. They did it like after or anything like that. Like the hair dryer gun thing actually produced flames, and she was holding it.
Oh yay.
Yeah, yeah. Like yes, let's have a child.
Hold this flame.
Hold this, massive flame.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
No.
Now I do love a lot of the little Disney references that they make throughout. Like obviously there's Merlin with Sword in the Stone
Mm-hmm.
and him being a mighty wizard and all that kind of stuff. But then you also have Debbie Reynolds, Aggie, floating down from the bus in a very Mary Poppins-ish fashion. And her bag being magical, kind of like Mary Poppins' bag, and
Mm-hmm.
never ending like Mary Poppins' bag, which she actually was considered for the role before Julie Andrews was, but she was working on another project, and so she wasn't able to join it.
What project was that?
I don't remember what it was, but Debbie Reynolds was supposed to be on something else when Mary Poppins came out. And so then because things just weren't lining up, they went with Julie. Which honestly, I think Julie would have done. I think Julie did the better job. As much as I love Debbie
Mm-hmm.
Reynolds, I don't think she could have pulled off Mary Poppins the way Julie did.
Well, just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
Okay, so I won't lie. I actually really loved the theater.